Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: even the greats strike out. So here we are, and I look at this. I had a conversation this afternoon with a client who was talking about like being hard on himself, and like when something doesn't necessarily go on his way, he's like hard on himself. And then I looked back and reflected on like the rest of this week and coaching calls that I've had, where this common theme was popping up for people, where they were talking about, even though they've evolved and they've grown, they still have this tendency. There are moments that they still beat themselves up. Like if something didn't go their way, it didn't hit the way they had completely wanted it to, like literally beat themselves up. Now, I've been guilty of this before as well in my life. I look at things differently today, but I have been in that position where if something didn't go my way, it's kind of like, man, what did I do wrong here? And like, I just kind of like beat myself up over it. And then I got to thinking, and I look at sports, and I look at something like basketball, where I don't remember the exact poster, but I have a poster somewhere around here that talks about how Michael Jordan was asked to hit the game-winning shot, and like 23 times he missed, or something like that. I don't have the exact numbers, so don't quote me on that. But I look at baseball players, and some of the greats in the games, guess what? They still have strikeouts. They still hit into double plays. They still have pop-outs. They still get thrown out at first on a ground ball. Like, things don't always go the way they want it to. There are World Series champion teams. There are Super Bowl champion teams who individual players, things didn't necessarily go the way they wanted to go in the game. But what did they do? They kept their head in the game, they kept playing, and they prevailed. And there are people who have storied careers because of that fact, that they just kept going. They didn't give up. There are people who have not won Super Bowls. There are people who have not won World Series or not won World Championships in terms of basketball or anything like that. There are people who were great but didn't even win that trophy. And the thing is what do? They keep playing the game. They keep towing the line. They keep swinging the bat. They keep doing what they can to come out on top and win. Because at the end of the day, the competition is you with yourself. And did you win today? And guess what? If you didn't, it's okay. You might strike out today. You might strike, like today just might be a day where you are just feeling like shit and you go, man, I don't know what is going on. I just can't seem to get a win. And if you've heard me speak before on these topics, you know I come back and say, but what's one win? What would a win look like today? And I know for some people, it's like, throw me a freaking bone, man. It's been 2 weeks without a win. It's been 2 weeks of like, I just can't seem to get a break, and I just don't know what to do. Well, guess what? That's 2 weeks of you swinging and striking out. There's a baseball player, I believe he plays for the Baltimore Orioles. I don't know the exact number, but I think it was some like 50 at-bats that this guy, dating back to last year, this guy did not get a base hit. And this is a guy who, like a couple of years ago, was a great home run hitter, and then all of a sudden he has this drought. And guess what he did? He kept getting up to the plate. He kept swinging the bat. And just a couple days ago, as of this recording, a couple days ago, Chris Davis gets a hit. Even the greats strike out. Even the greats ground out. Even the greats hit pop-ups and get thrown out at first, second, and third. But what the greats always do is they get back in the batter's box, and they're willing to take another swing at the ball. So when you look at your life right now, and you look at body, being, balance, and business, maybe there's something that doesn't seem to be going your way. And you just get frustrated. Number one, be willing to ask for help. Like maybe there's just something that you're missing, that you're not seeing from another angle that could help you to just course correct. It doesn't mean you have to revamp a goal or a target. What so many of us forget is that all we have to do is course correct. We just take a look at it from a different angle. I don't know what Chris Davis did to get his base hit, but I know he kept swinging, and maybe he changed where an elbow was, and maybe he changed where a foot was in the batter's box. But what I do know is that he probably did some course correction type things. But the one thing that didn't change is he didn't stop swinging at the ball. So you might need to change, quote unquote, how you're standing. You might need to change how your elbows are. You might need to change a couple of things, but don't stop swinging. Don't stop swinging and going for what it is that you want. So look at your life across body, being, balance, and business. Where in your life are you just kind of feeling stuck or in a rut? And the big thing is to keep swinging, because you never know when that next swing that you take is the hit that you've been waiting for. But what a travesty it would be if you gave up now, because then you would never know. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. Hey, if you haven't already, head on over to iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and or review this podcast. I will say that again. Come on, man. Rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Throw me a frickin' bone here. Make sure you go rate, review, or subscribe, and even forward this to somebody that you love, honor, and appreciate, that you think can benefit from the fire I deliver here weekly, Monday through Friday. And if you haven't already, head on over to commitandgo.com, where you can get information about myself, Dr. Troy Dukowitz, and what I do in terms of a coach, live programs, and there's even a free download there for you, which is our Time Mastery program to help you to get rid of the energy drainers and really start to put things in your life and in your schedule that matter and will move the needle. That's all I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time.